Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Anne Marie Miller, Vice President of Development here at the museum. And while that is officially my title, John likes to call me the Chief Gratitude Officer. So as we enter this month and season of gratitude with Thanksgiving just a couple weeks away, let me express our heartfelt appreciation for all of our members and Visionary Society members and everybody who makes all the great programs happen here at the museum. To kick things off today, please help me welcome someone I'm very proud to call the chair of our development committee here at the board and board member extraordinaire, Gretchen Petrakis.
Good morning. It is my pleasure and distinct honor to welcome all of you here today for an outstanding and very exciting unveiling of a document, and to also thank some amazing people for their contributions to make this possible. As a member of the board, it is a responsibility of ours to steward the gifts of time, talent, and treasure that are given to this institution for the benefit of not only this community, but to people beyond. And so the people that we're going to be recognizing today have given an amazing gift to help the museum further its mission of unleashing the full potential of every individual. And I cannot leave the podium without saying that although this is an amazing piece of document that you will be seeing today, for me, I think the importance of it is the story. So this place has amazing art, figurines, all sorts of things that hang on the wall or sit in a case. And while that is really, truly amazing, it's the stories. It's the story of the person that created them. It's the story of the people that helped influence that person. It's the stories of all of us that come to see them and what we learn and what we take away, and then how we share what we learned here with others, and the imagination and creativity that we see and get to experience. So it is truly an honor and a privilege as a member of the board to welcome all of you here today and to thank everyone that helps in whatever way that is to help this museum do that, to unleash the potential of each one of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Gretchen. And now help me welcome our President and CEO, Mr. John Morris.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, especially you. What grade are you in? The 5th grade. In what school? Glendale from East Peoria, part of our Every Student Initiative. Well, welcome, 5th graders. Do you know what we're doing here today? You're about to find out. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Todd Baker, our board chairman, and Gretchen Petrakis, who leads our development effort and committee so well, we welcome you all to this incredible day. Sally Snyder is with us, the founder of the Every Student Initiative, whose shoulders we're going to stand on today as we make a major announcement. Today, as a part of the warm-up, and this is what you call a warm-up, to America's semi-quincentennial, the Peoria Riverfront Museum is going to unveil the single most consequential and valuable piece of paper to ever come to Central Illinois, possibly to Illinois. This piece of paper behind me, beneath that black drape, is the first proclamation of Thanksgiving by President George Washington. In the first months of the new republic under the Constitution, 1789, the Congress called upon the new president in what was, no surprise, a controversial debate in the Congress as to whether or not the president should have such power to declare a national day. But the Congress affirmatively prevailed with the idea that there should be a day of Thanksgiving, and in October, George Washington signed the Proclamation of Thanksgiving for November 26th. So they gave a little lead time. They didn't have instantaneous updates on Facebook at the time, kids. there was a mistake in the handwritten document. And so they wrote a second, and they asked George Washington to sign a second. The first proclamation resides in the Library of Congress, and that is where it will stay. The second proclamation, the one with no mistake, is in the hands of a private collector who has lent it to us as a part of our Promise of Liberty exhibition, whose guest curator, Ken Burns, is about to premiere The American Revolution nationwide on PBS stations in 2 weeks from now. And Seth Kaller, the special advisor, our curator and special advisor for rare documents, has procured this for the Peoria Riverfront Museum. So today we unveil it in its own exhibition in this space, but coming next year, this document will be joined by the Declaration of Independence, 1776 printing, by the Constitution, by the Emancipation Proclamation, all the way up through Martin Luther King's March on Washington speech in 1963. More than 100 documents, art, and artifacts in the most consequential exhibition on documents of liberty ever assembled in the country by curator and special advisor Seth Kaller. It's pretty special. So right now, I would like to ask major sponsors who have joined us for the America 250 cause to come forward, and they are Josh and Ashley. Well, let me actually put that in the correct order. Ashley and Josh Bellamy, who are terrific human beings for this community, great entrepreneurs, and have stepped forward with a major gift. We'll talk about it in a minute and why they have given it. I will also ask Laura Cullinan, the president of the largest philanthropic foundation, the Gilmore Foundation, who is a constant supporter, a member of our President's Advisory Council, former longtime board member here, and a great supporter of the museum. If the three of you would come forward and be joined by trustee, board member Gretchen Petrakis, and Sally Snyder, you come up on the other side. Since you're in the front row, you come over here. But we'll have Laura and Josh and Ashley on either side. And you stand here, Laura, and Sally, hop in there. Get in. Okay. Okay. Now, let me pull this out of here. So, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Peoria Riverfront Museum, we unveil the first proclamation of Thanksgiving signed by George Washington. There it is. So, what I'd like to do now, kids, because it's in cursive. Have you heard of that? You've heard of cursive? It's a historic font. But I'm just going to read the first paragraph of this proclamation. It's by the President of the United States of America, a proclamation. Whereas it is the duty of all nations to acknowledge the providence of Almighty God, to obey His will and to be grateful for His benefits, and humbly to implore His protection and favor. And whereas both houses of Congress have by their joint committee requested me to recommend to the people of the United States a day of public thanksgiving and prayer to be observed by acknowledging with grateful hearts the many signal favors of Almighty God, especially by affording them an opportunity peaceably to establish a form of government for their safety and happiness. Now, therefore, this is George Washington, do recommend and assign Thursday, the 26th day of November next, to be devoted by the people of these states to the service of that great and glorious being who is the beneficent author of all good that was, that is, and that will be. Now, you can read the entire cursive, translated into print for young people against the wall here. We are joined in this space by a 19th century replica of the greatest portrait of George Washington, by Gilbert Stuart, and this is a smaller scale portrait. But today we are privileged to make this the last big preview of the Promise of Liberty exhibition that opens on January 31, and it's a big preview indeed. So here we call this place the City of Gratitude. And what better document to have in the City of Gratitude than Thanksgiving, Proclamation, George Washington. So thank you all for helping with the unveiling. So now, in an even bigger announcement, and do the fifth graders get to stay for this one, or are they dismissed? That's an Everly Davis question. They're staying. You're staying. Are you having fun? This is pretty cool. Now, I was a bit of a geek in the fifth grade myself, but I would have thought this was the coolest thing I ever got to do. So now for an even bigger announcement. For years, the Peoria Riverfront Museum, in my 8.5 years, the flagship program has been something called the Every Student Initiative. Sally Snyder initiated it, Polly Barton helped fund it, Sharon Carrad helped launch it in the Peoria Public Schools. It's now in 49 schools in which we bring every student from the entire school. We give free passes to take home to your families. You can bring your entire family back to the museum. And we give free memberships in the museum to the teachers. It's an amazing program. It is an impossible program to replicate without significant funding for each school that we do, with 49 fully funded schools. But we came up with a new twist on how we would make certain that every single K through 12th grader in the state of Illinois would be able to come and see the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and George Washington's Thanksgiving Proclamation and all these great documents to celebrate America's semi-quincentennial, America's 250th. And so 3 remarkable philanthropists stepped up together to contribute $1 million to make it available for us to give all Illinois student access to the Peoria Riverfront Museum. Not one student, K through 12, public, private, homeschool, not one student in Illinois will be prohibited from coming to this museum because of the cost of admission. It is for 2 million students in our entire state. 2 million students. It has a value at $15 for admission for a student. Is there any math people in the 5th grade? 2 million times 15. Do you know what that equals? 30, what's your name? Max got it. $30 million worth of free admission we are offering to the state of Illinois. Now, immediately following this ceremony today, our team from the Peoria Riverfront Museum is headed to Springfield, where I will meet with 38 regional superintendents who represent the 852 school superintendents across the state of Illinois and the 5,600 schools in our state. And today we'll get the party started by locking arms with them to be able to offer this free admission starting in January for the entire state of Illinois. So with that, there's $30 million, state of Illinois, worth of admission to come see the most valuable and consequential documents ever assembled. That's a cool announcement. So to help me make this announcement and to help sign the Gilmore Foundation, who has been such a leader for us throughout the years on our big blockbuster exhibitions, has renewed a commitment that is an anchor of this. The largest commitment ever made to student access in history. Ashley and Josh Bellamy are personally committing $500,000 to this project, half of the total. It's an amazing gift. And a Chicago Foundation, who despite my absolute best efforts, does not want to be recognized publicly, but I will recognize them anonymously, at least I'll tell you where they're from. because it's very exciting to us that philanthropy is coming to us from all the corners of our great state. So at this time, we'll have an official signing ceremony to make this official, and then we'll hear from our sponsors. But let's hear it for the Bellamy's and the Gilmore Foundation and our anonymous donor. Okay, there's a little set change. We're going to roll the table in, and we'll ask the Bellamy's and Laura Cullinan to come forward. So we will now sign the documents of commitment for $1 million to support the All Illinois Student Access Program, America 250, at the Peoria Riverfront Museum. And I'll sign 2 copies, and you sign your copies. And the fifth graders have left us, so we can't get them to sign anything. But okay. There it is, $1 million committed for our young people in the state of Illinois. Terrific. So now, if we may, I'd like to hear from the sponsors underneath the ultimate gratitude document. One of the coolest signing ceremonies I've ever had, underneath the document of gratitude. And giving, by the way, in my opinion, is the manifestation of gratitude. What do you do when you are grateful? You give. And this, we've heard many times that the greater Peoria area is one of the most giving places because we are the city of gratitude. So to lead us off, help acknowledge the leadership in this community of the chief philanthropic organization we have, the Gilmore Foundation, Laura Cullinan.
Thank you, John. Well, this is an appropriate place to have the first presidential Thanksgiving proclamation in the City of Gratitude, in the place that's become known as the community center, a place where gratitude just exudes from John, from the students that come here, from the people that are involved. Gilmore Foundation is extremely grateful to partner with John and with Sally Snyder. So grateful for you for your foresight and your dedication to the Every Student Initiative. Could you imagine that there would be every student in Illinois coming to this museum to see the preeminent America 250, every document that is important to our country, and all those children will get to see that because of your leadership and your foresight. So thank you, Sally. And thank you, Bellamy's. I'm so excited. The Gilmore Foundation is so proud and grateful to partner with you and bring more people into this incredible place that we like to think of as a community center for our region. So I'm just grateful and humbled to represent Gilmore Foundation, and I think Bob Gilmore would be extremely proud as a war veteran and a lifelong patriot to be part of this. And we just can't wait to welcome every student in Illinois to the Peoria Riverfront Museum so they can see why we all choose Greater Peoria. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Laura. So I'm going to hand the microphone over, but let me emphasize what I said earlier. This is the largest single gift ever made to student access. The Bellamy's have done something remarkable by leading the way with half of this $1 million commitment from them personally. This is going to change thousands of lives in Illinois and right here in Central Illinois. So let's give it up for the Bellamy's. Josh and Ashley.
Thanks, John. And I didn't know anonymity was an option. So thanks for that.
Too late.
So, and I also want to hire Max as an intern. So thank you all. This is such an honor and a privilege. I am not often thrust into public speaking, like to stay behind the scenes. I'm a pharmacist. It's like, hi, my name's Josh. I'm a pharmacist. It sounds like a Pharmacist Anonymous meeting. And have been fortunate to build our businesses in this community. And we're so honored to be able to give back. Additionally, a father to our 5 children, blended family, husband to Pepper. I guess I call her Pepper, her name's Ashley, my wife, and a pilot, an entrepreneur, a whole bunch of things, right? An entrepreneur just means that I'm silly enough to try it and even sillier to not quit, right? And all of those things are culminated by having the opportunity that we have as Americans and to be able to contribute and showcase what our nation actually means to every student in Illinois means a lot, right? Because that means that no one's going to tell a kid that they can't do something. Max is going to be the president. So, and really, whenever I think back to where I came from, it's really just 1 or 2 experiences that drastically modified the trajectory of my life. Small town kid from Southern Illinois. My dad was a coal miner, and I swear it's not going to be a country music song. And all the coal mines shut down, and he lost his job. The pharmacist had a job and a boat, and I just wanted a boat. So I went to pharmacy school, and here I am today. And given all of those experiences and creating those embers to spark the interest and modify the trajectory of the youth of Illinois, whether they're in inner city Chicago and they get exposed to something here, or, you know, a small town kid from Southern Illinois, like the real Southern Illinois, like Louisville was north to me, right? So, so giving that opportunity to so many kids to take advantage of the world-class environment that's been created by John, you, and your staff is amongst the highest honors and privileges that we have. And because this is kindling to create those embers. And as those kids come through, even if we impact one child, one kid, or adult for that matter, I get influenced all the time. So to continue to do something positive or chase their passion, that's really what it's about. And that coupled with the celebration of these United States is really amongst the highest honor and privilege, and Ashley or Pepper and I are thrilled to have the opportunity to be a part of it. Thank you.
We had a talk last night. He got to be the talker today. No, oh my goodness.
Well, no one's more nervous than she was when I got the mic. So, there you go.
What I love is, I don't know if anyone noticed, but when we went to do the actual signing, the mic dropped, which I think is pretty telling. That mic drop, this is all happening for all of these students, and Josh and I truly could not be happier. I was raised by parents who taught me to give back from a young age, and be a worker bee. And so I think the opportunity to give students to come here, and every single student not to be hindered by a financial issue that they can't come see this. And as Josh said, who knows what it may open up in their life. So thank you.
Thank you, Ashley, Pepper, Josh, Laura, and Anonymous, hopefully watching from Chicago. Today is the anchor piece of the overall America 250 initiative that the Peoria Riverfront Museum has been working on for more than 4 years now. And we are so grateful that $2 million in total has been committed already to help us with the exhibitions, 7 exhibitions in total, anchored by the promise of liberty, will be throughout the year. There will not be another museum in the country on a proportionate basis and maybe an actual all-out basis that will have as big of an observation and contemplation about who we are as a nation. And I like to believe history informs the present and inspires the future. And so this is really quite a privilege to be here at this time in our nation's history and in this place, the City of Gratitude, and beneath George Washington's initial proclamation of the idea that we have something to be grateful within our country, and that is liberty. So thank you all for coming. On behalf of Todd Baker, our board chair, our entire board of directors, President's Advisory Council, Foundation Board, advisory councils, and especially on behalf of the people who made this day possible, our sponsors, seems 1 or 2 words appropriate to end this ceremony today. Thank you.